Hello friends, I Sonali Mate welcomes you all for the session of Worm Gear Part 5. The objectives of this session is to solve the numericals on worm gears which are asked in previous year question paper. Now I suggest you that before going with this video, first you all should refer my first 4 videos in order to be more familiar with the concepts, formulas and design procedure. So we'll start with the numericals which are asked in November 2019. So this is the statement. Now here you can see question number 5a is the theory question which is asked for 4 marks and question number 5b is for 12 marks. So numerical is asked for 12 marks and my area of interest is to talk about the numerical. The pair of worm and worm wheel is designated as 2/41/10/8. The worm wheel is made of sand cast and the chilled phosphorus bronze, and the worm is made up of case hardened alloy steel. The drive is used to obtain speed reduction of 20.5 from an input speed of 1450 rpm. Determine input power rating based on beam strength and wear strength. Assume the following data. So this table is given in the question paper also. So if suppose this is not given, then you are supposed to refer the tables and charts which I have given already in my 4th video for the design procedure. But normally in the question paper, these values are given directly. So speed factor, which is denoted by XC for strength. Bending stress, it is given by SC for strength. Now speed factor for wear, again it is given by XC, but this values you are supposed to use in this is XB, this is XB and again this is SB. Speed factor for wear, it is given by XC and surface factor is given by SC. So this is for worm, and similarly speed factor, bending stress factor, speed factor for wear and surface stress factor for worm wheel is given, and the zone factor is given for worm and coefficient of friction and pressure angle is given. So this is the given data. So we'll see given data is 2, 41, 10 and 8, which is equals to Z1, Z2, Q and M. Z1 is number of start on worm, Z2 number of teeth on worm wheel, Q is diametral quotient and M is module. Speed ratio is given, which is denoted by I, that is 20.5. Then speed of worm or input speed is given, that is 1450 rpm. And what is asked? They are asked to calculate the input power based on beam strength and wear strength. So how to calculate it? Think over it. Now as we all know that the design of the worm is based on 3 criteria, that is 2 types of failure, that is bending failure and wear failure, and heat generation is more in case of worm. So thermal consideration is an important point while designing. So here in the numerical it is asked to find out input power based on beam strength and wear strength. It means it is related to bending failure and the wear failure. So we have to go through the design procedure based on beam strength and wear strength. So how to calculate input power? Think over it. So on what it depends on? So you have to think, you have to calculate input power, then you have to think that on what it depends on. Oh yes, there is one equation on what it depends, that is equation equals to power output upon power input. So what you have to calculate? You have to calculate input power. So you should know efficiency and you should know output power. So your main aim is to calculate first these 2 values and then power out input. So how to calculate this? So to calculate power output, you have to go for strength rating and wear rating. As in the question it is asked for input power based on strength, wear strength and bending strength. So strength rating and wear rating. Then again you have to calculate efficiency. Now there are two formulas for efficiency. This is one formula and this one is the second formula. Efficiency equals to cos of alpha minus mu tan of gamma. Here upon cos alpha plus mu cot gamma. Alpha is your pressure angle, mu is coefficient of friction and gamma is the lead angle. So by calculating this two, you can easily calculate your input power by using this equation. So first we will see strength rating. So according to strength rating, design is always based on worm well because worm well is your beaker. Now, so here you can see in both the formulas we are using D2. Okay. So we are having two formulas to calculate torque transmitted. So first is MT1 and one is MT2. Now this is the torque acting on worm wheel. Now this torque is due to 17.65 into XB1 SB1 MLR D2 cos of gamma. Now similarly there is a formula of MT2. So according to design procedure you have to choose the lesser value out of this two, MT1 and MT2. Whatever is the lesser that you are going to use to calculate power. So before going to that, I would like to explain one concept, that is, observe in this equation that there are some constant term and there are some variable term. Now what are constant term? So for worm and worm wheel, this will be a constant term M, LR, D2 and cos gamma. Again in both the equation you can see the same. So in both variable terms in the equation is XB and SB product for worm and XB SB product for worm wheel. So this is your variable term. So you have to compare. So actually this should be XB and SB. So compare XB1 SB1 and XB2 and SB2 product. So out of these two product, whichever is your lesser value, use that value in this MT equation directly. So instead of calculating MT by substituting all the values twice, simply calculate this product and whatever is the lesser product, use directly that in this equation. That will give you the lesser value of MT. So this will save your time in exam to solve the numerical. So you will substitute the lesser value of product. Now you are supposed to calculate all this. So M you are knowing it is given in the numerical. Then LR, that is the length of root of worm. So it is given by this formula dA1 plus 2C in bracket sine inverse of F upon dA1 plus 2C. So dA1, that is the outside diameter of worm, you can calculate by this formula M in bracket Q plus 2, C, that is clearance, 0.2 into M cos of gamma. Then F is the face width of worm wheel teeth. It is given by twice M under root of Q plus 1. And once you have found LR, you are knowing D2. What is the formula for D2? That is given by M into Z2. M into Z2. D2 is equals to M into Z. And gamma, tan inverse of Z1 by Q. So after calculating this, the value of MT over here, then N, N2, as your design is based on worm wheel, so you have to use N2. So this will give you output power, and efficiency you have to calculate by the formula which we have seen in the previous slide. So by using these two values, you have to calculate power input based on beam strength. Similarly, we have to go for wear rating. Again there are two formulas. Again out of this you have to select whichever is lesser. Now this is your speed factor, this is your surface stress factor, YZ your zone factor. D2 and M is diameter of worm wheel and model. Okay. Again there are some constant term, there are some variable term. So in this YZ, D2 and M are the constant term and XC and SC are the variable term. So instead of calculating this large equation, directly compare XC, SC1 and XC2 and SC2. Out of these two products, whichever is lesser, use that. Then substitute that value in this equation and you can calculate MT. So talking about YZ, this value is directly given in the table. YZ value is directly given in the table. Then D2 you have calculated and M you are knowing. So you can easily calculate MT. So once you have found MT, again use the same formula and calculate power output for wear rating. Efficiency you have already calculated. So by using this efficiency, you can calculate power input. Efficiency is power output upon power input. So this is how we have calculated the power input for wear strength and also for beam strength. So here I have explained you the methodology how to solve the numerical, and I have also given answers over here. Now these answers are for beam strength and these answers are for wear strength. So I request you all that first try to solve by your own and then cross check your answers. And one important term in this is when you are calculating LR, your calci should be in radian mode. When you are calculating this LR value, your calci should be on radian mode. So you will get the correct answers. Okay. I hope you have understood the first numerical. Now we will go with second numerical. It is again from November 2019 and it is also asked for 12 marks. So these images I have taken from question paper. So there is some blurriness. A pair of worm gear is designated as 1/52/10/8 transmit 5 kW power at 900 rpm is supplied to worm shaft. If the coefficient of friction is 0.04 and pressure angle is 20 degree, determine components of tooth forces acting on worm and worm wheel, efficiency of worm gear drive, and the temperature rise in the lubricant oil if effective surface area is 3 meters square with heat transfer coefficient of 15 Weber per meter square degree Celsius. So this is the statement and these are the underlined terminologies are your input parameters. So the given data is given data is 152.10.8 Z1, Z2, Q and M. Power in kilowatt. Input speed is given 900 rpm and coefficient of friction is 0.04. Now you are supposed to calculate component of tooth forces, efficiency and temperature rise. Temperature rise is nothing but it is given by delta T. What is that? We will see for this inputs. Okay, so component of tooth forces. So think of how to solve it. So there are three components of tooth forces. First we have to calculate these three forces P1T, P1A and P1R. Actually when it is asked to calculate the component of tooth forces, then you have to calculate the component for worm and worm wheel. But now we know that the component of tangential component of worm is equals to axial component of worm wheel. Then axial component of it is not 1, it should be 2. Axial component of worm, it is equals to tangential component of worm, and whereas radial component of worm is equals to radial component of worm wheel. So no need to calculate twice. First you can calculate this 3 and then you can simply write it as equals to this values. Okay, so P1T is calculated by twice of MT upon D1. Now how to calculate MT? MT is calculated by this formulas. Just a minute. So we are having this formula for power. Power is equals to 2 pi n mt upon 60 into 10 raised to 6. So this is unknown and this value is unknown. Power is given, speed is given. So you can find out mt from this. d1 is calculated by m into diametral quotient. So by using these two formulas, you can find out P1T. Then once you have got P1T, we have the relation of axial force and tangential force. So that is equals to axial force is equals to P1T into this whole term. Okay. So in this, pressure angle is given as 20. Lead angle you can calculate it by tan inverse of Z1 by Q. Coefficient of friction is given 0.04. So using these three values, you can calculate axial force. And then radial force. Again, there is a relation between radial force and tangential force. Radial force is equals to tangential force into this term. So simply substituting all the values, you can find out this three component and you can equalize it with worm wheel components. Now next you have to calculate efficiency. So we know that in the previous numerical also we have seen this is the formula for efficiency. You are having all these three inputs. Substitute it and calculate the efficiency. And next it is asked, that is temperature rise. So by thermal consideration for the worm gears, we have derived the formulas that T is equals to T0 plus in bracket this whole terms, in which this is efficiency, Kw is your power, this we have calculated, K is coefficient of heat transfer, it is given, and A is effective surface area, it is also given. T0 is the temperature of surrounding oil and T is the temperature of T0 is the temperature of surrounding air and T is the temperature of lubricant oil which is used. So by using this formula, you can simplify it. You can take this T0 over here, and this difference is nothing but temperature. This difference is nothing but rise in temperature, which is equals to this formula. So by substituting this formula, you will get delta T. So it is very simple for 12 marks. So you can easily achieve this 12 marks. So I hope all the concepts are clear. So again here I have given some answers. P1T, P1A. Now this P1T is equals to P2A. P1A is equals to P2T. And P1R is equals to P2R. These are the subsequent answers, efficiency and delta T. So this is how we have completed with the two numericals. I hope you all have understood. Please try to solve it and cross check your answers. If you are having any doubts, you can write it in comment box. So again I will suggest you, before solving it, go through with my first 4 videos. Thank you.